Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Namaste. Now we will be moving on to the second chapter of Natya Shastra, Mandapa Vidhanam. The characteristics of a playhouse. It is also known as Preksha Griha. What is a Preksha Griha? Preksha, that is visible. Griha, a house, a place where the performance happens. That is the Preksha Griha. Bharata talks about the Mandapa, Natya Mandapa in detail. As we saw in the earlier chapter, when the performance happened, there were some vignas happening, and immediately Vishwakarma was called and he was asked to build a playhouse. This playhouse, how it has to be and what are all the measurements are all given here in this second chapter. This detailed description of a playhouse is first of its kind in this Indian textual tradition. Based on this, many Natya Mandapas has been built even till now, such as Kootambalams built in Kerala and other halls built, but there are slight modifications in the present day proscenium stage. But almost the base is from Natya Shastra. Even in Silapadigaram, we have the Arangam, the description of Arangam given. Let us move on to this chapter. The Natya Mandapa was built. Immediately the students ask, can you please explain about this Natya Mandapa? Can we hear about how it has to be? So, as I told you, everything is in a question and answer format. So now, Bharata says, the description of a playhouse will be given by me in detail. How it was built, where it was built will all be given by me, he says. And also regarding the puja connected with that. The sloka in Natya Shastra says, Trividaha Sanniveshascha Shastrataha Parikalpitaha Vikrishtas Chaturasrascha Trayasraschaiva Hi Mandapaha. So here we understand that there are three varieties of mandapa. Vikrishta, which is rectangular, Chaturasra, which is square, and Trayashra, which is triangular. So he says there are three mandapas, playhouse, Prekshagraha. The earlier shloka says, Iha Prekshagrahanam tu dhimata Vishwakarmana. Vishwakarma has designed these Prekshagrahas. They are oblong or rectangular, Vikrishta, square, Chaturashra, and triangular Trayashra. Again, he divides these into three types. What are they? Tesham trini pramanani cheshtam madhyam tata avaram. So the first one is Jeshta. Here this classification is made based on the size. Earlier it was the shape, here the size. Jeshta is the larger one, Madhya is the middle sized, and Avara is the smaller one. And then he gives the length and breadth of these halls. Pramanam yesham nirdishtam hasta danda samashrayam. So it is based on the length of these types are fixed in terms of hasta and danda, the cubits as well as danda. That is, he gives even more in detail. Ashtadikam shatam jeshtam chatushashti tu madhyamam kaniyastu tatha veshma hasta dvatrimsha dishyate. So what is this? 108 for a bigger one, larger one. 64 is for the medium and 32 is for the smaller hall. So they should respectively have this 108, 64 and 32. Then he also gives one more detail. He says, Devanam bhavanam cheshtam nripanam madhyamam bhavet sheshanam prakritinam tu kaniyaha samvidiyate. So here he says this Jeshta is for devas, meant for gods, and the Madhya is meant for kings, and the smallest theatre is for common men. So he also gives the cubits, the details of the cubits or dandas. So here we have seen beautiful big halls in the Devaloka. In the exterior films we have seen the Devaloka has a huge performing hall. Like that it can be. And of course, in the performances where kings are sitting around, it will be a medium one. And for normal people, it can be a smaller one. So this measurement is given in detail by Bharata. Now he moves on to the minutest details of the measurement. He says, now the measurements of all these theatres, which have been fixed by Vishwakarma. Units of these measurements are Anu, Raja, Bala, Liksha, Yuka, Yava, Angula and Hasta, Angula, Hasta and Danda. So what is it? It's a detailed shloka. He says 8 Anus is equal to 1 Raja. 8 Rajas is equal to 1 Bala. 8 Balas is equal to 1 Liksha. 8 Likshas is equal to 1 Yuka. 8 Yukas is equal to 1 Yava. 8 yavas is equal to 1 angula. 24 angulas is equal to 1 cubit, he says, that is the hasta, and 4 hastas is equal to 1 danda. Let us check the Sanskrit verse. So, it says from anus, it gives the details, and finally it comes to, after the angulas, it is hastas, 4 hastas which is equal to 1 danda. So, it is defined here as a shloka in this second chapter. Then he moves on to explain the auditorium, the playhouse. Here he gives one more detail. He says the playhouse meant for the mortals can be 64 hastas, 64 in length and 32 cubits in breadth. That is 64 cubits in length and 32 cubits in breadth. The shloka says, Chatushashti Karan. Karan is equal to hastan here. Karan kurya dirghatvena tu mandabam. Dirgha, the length. Dvatrishatam cha vistaram. That is 32 should be the breadth. Martyanam yojayediha. This is to be used for the mortals. So, this is an oblong size of the hall which can be a generic hall for all the mortals, he says. It is very convenient and comfortable hall, the size of the hall, he says. And he also adds why, what is the disadvantage of a big playhouse. He says no one should build a big playhouse because it will not be properly expressive. Audience cannot watch, cannot see. For anything which is recited also, it won't be heard properly. So, that is why this is the best size for the mortals, he says. And other than that, he says, when the playhouse is very big, the expression of the face on which rests the representation of the states and sentiments, that is the bhava and the rasa which is felt, is expressed through abhinaya, especially of the face and the eyes. So, it is difficult to the audience to see the intricacies of the abhinaya. That is why it is better to have a medium playhouse, he says. Here he gives one more interesting point. He says the gods, the actions of the gods are different. They have to perform a different type of creative element, but that cannot be copied for or as the action of men, he says, because that is exclusive for God, he says. Then he moves on to the next topic. Selection of a suitable site for building the playhouse. The builder should first examine the plot of the land and then proceed to build on that land and measure the site of the building and do the activities connected with that. The soil should be plain and it should be firm and hard, and it should not be black nor white. And this shloka says, Bhumor vibhagam purvam tu pariksheta vichakshanaha tato vastu pramanam cha prarabheta shubhechaya. So this is the beauty of how to select the plot. Then the whole plot should be cleared and there should not be any bones or pegs or shrubs seen there. So it should be cleared properly before starting the work on the plot, he says. And then the ground should be measured properly based on the playhouse which you are going to build. Then the important thing is the nakshatra. Pushya nakshatra yoge tu shuklam sutram prasarayet. He says, under the Pushya nakshatra, the thread should be spread for measurement and the place should be measured. So the nakshatra is also mentioned here in this text. And while taking up the string, he says the string should be used to measure the length and breadth of the site, a white string. The string should not be broken while measuring. That is very, very important, and that's an auspicious time also. The string should not be broken while measuring. That is very, very important as given by Bharata. And string should not slip away. These are all inauspiciousness created. While starting itself, if there is some flaw, it will slip off. So then we should move away from that place and try to select another place. So that is what he is very clear about the measurement and how to measure with a string. Then he also talks about the tithi, the favorable moment. Muhurtenanukulena tithya cha karanena cha. So, at a favorable moment which occurs in a tithi during its good part, sukaranena, he should get the auspicious day declared, and after spreading the string and sprinkling, propitiating with water, the action should be started. So that is important. So nakshatra and tithi, the string and the measurement are all connected with each other, and of course the soil. These are all clearly mentioned. That is why I told you this is one of the texts which leads to architecture also. Especially if you see the Vastu Shastra and all other Shastras, which are almost dated even later to this text. So the whole 64 by 32 will be measured and separated as 32 by 32, and then 132 will be set aside for the audience and the other 32 will be again set as half. So 16 by 32 and one for the stage and one for the green room. After that he moves on to explain that, before which he talks about the ceremony of laying the foundation, how to lay a foundation. So this is a beautiful shloka. He says, after deciding everything, now the foundation should be laid. He says, Shubhe nakshatra yoge tu mandapasya niveshanam Shanka dundupir nighoshair. Shanka dundubi nighoshair mridanga panavadibihi. So, it is to be done with the percussion instruments, mridanga, panava, shanka, dundubi, etc. should be played, and at an auspicious moment, nakshatra, the foundation should be laid. Then he talks about the offerings to be made. At that particular night, offerings to be made for all the 10 directions, because the dik is very, very important. Dik devatas are very important, especially for a construction of a place. So they are all the guarding deities, and they have to be offered with flowers, incense, fruits and eatables and various drinks, he says. He also talks about what are all the foodstuffs to be offered and what colors regarding that. The foodstuffs offered for the 4 directions, east, west, south and north, should respectively be of white, blue, yellow and red colors, he says. Offerings preceded by the mantras should be made for the different deities. So, mantras should be recited before the offerings are made. And he says, at the foundation time, that is at the time of laying the foundation, ghee and payasa should be offered. That is madhuparkas tatha, madhuparka, ghrita payasam. The payasam, the term payasam is used. It is to be offered. Madhuparga to the kings and rice to the masters of dramatic art. So, ghee and payasam to the Brahmins, madhuparka to the kings and rice to the masters of the art. We have to give the prasadam to them also. Then the foundation should be laid. Nakshatrena tu kartavyam moolena sthapanam budaihi. So on that particular nakshatra, auspicious muhurtenanukulena tithya sukaranena cha. On that tithi, happy tithi, and that particular nakshatra, actually this nakshatra is given as Moola nakshatra. On that Moola nakshatra, earlier we saw Pushya nakshatra, here it is Moola nakshatra, the foundation should be laid. Then he talks about raising of the pillars. That is, after selecting the place, the foundation is laid, and after the foundation is laid, the building is started. Here again, an auspicious tithi and nakshatra to be auspicious tithi and nakshatra for laying the pillars. He says, Bhitti karmani nivritte stambhanam sthapanam tataha tithi nakshatra yogena shubhena karanena tu stambhanam sthapanam karya rohinya shravanena va. So he gives an option here, either on Rohini or Shravana, you can lay the pillars, foundation pillars. See how technically he moves on. After the foundation is laid, the walls can be built and the pillars can be raised, and in this auspicious Rohini or Shravana, he says. So here again he says the auspiciousness, how the Acharya should have fasted for 3 days and nights. See the beauty. The Acharya should not eat. That is, not eat means have a palahara, palahara. He has to fast for 3 days for this auspicious thing to happen. So everywhere, like we see our dance class, building our dance school, building our theatre hall in the college, in our house, in our workplace, wherever, as an actor, we also involve in that. As a performer, as a dancer, how we have to involve? We have to have that sincerity, he says. So the Acharya will also be involved in building the hall. The pillars are 4 pillars. The presiding deities are the 4 Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. See the equality in them. The pillars have to be in equal size and shape. That will hold the roof of the auditorium. So there is no hierarchy in this. So the 4 Varnas are to be taken as the 4 pillars, he says. Namaste.